My name is Ted Wacker, and I have my own firm here in Newport Beach. So Jenny Park was a 17-year-old young girl, and she was a part of the Korean church down in North San Diego. And as part of the church, they would have these summer Bible study camps, and then they would do activities. And one of the events they had at this camp was a 60-foot rock wall. Normally what happens is you have the climber harnessed in with a carabiner and a belay device, and they're in a harness. And then the rope goes up through a pulley at the top, and then it comes down, and in most cases the rope is held by a professional, or at least a certified belayer, somebody that's part of the camp that holds on to your child to make sure that they're safe. And so instead of the certified belayer holding onto the rope, they handed the rope off to other kids that have never done it, and they just told them, you know, just hold the rope and you'll be fine. So when she got up there and she said belay down, the kids that were holding, there were 4 kids, and they were just holding it with their bare hands. Well, 3 of the girls started letting the slack out of the rope to let her down, but the kid that was in the front just held on, and he wasn't letting the slack out because he didn't know what he was supposed to do. And so eventually some of the other kids, you know, yelled at him and said, "Hey, let her down," and he just let go of the rope. Well, then what happened is all the other girls couldn't, the rope just started burning through their hands. And so she came crashing down from 50 feet in the air and fell to the ground, and she ended up fracturing her spine. She was nearly paralyzed. Part of the argument was how did the camp and how did the church let this young boy act as a belayer, holding our client Jenny Park's life in his hands, 50 feet in the air. He should have never been put in that position. And the other thing is they didn't have any automatic locking device. A lot of these camps, if you go to them, you'll see that the rope is actually carabined in what's called a gree-gree device, so that even if the belayer lets go of the rope, the gree-gree device automatically clamps down on the rope so that the climber doesn't fall. We wanted to be able to show the mediator, the defense, their insurance companies, and the jury ultimately, if we took the case to trial, about exactly how this happened. So DK Global recreated the rock wall so you could see it with your own eyes. They recreated the position of the rope with the participants holding on, and they recreated Jenny falling, you know, 50 feet from the air with the rope going through their hands. And to see that visually, you know, with an animation is so much easier to understand how this happened. And then the animation zoomed into her falling and actually showing how she fractured her spine, how the pieces, the fragments were impinging on the spinal cord. So when you put all the pieces of the puzzle together and have an animation that actually shows it, you can't describe it. It's beyond words how helpful that is. At the end of the day, we were able to I think, achieve a pretty just result at $1.45 million for Jenny, and you know, her medical expenses were reduced down to $20,000 or $30,000. So, you know, she received a large settlement in the case. DK Global pays attention to details. They had to review the depositions to make sure that that animation was, you know, as close to 100% accurate as we could possibly get. So I encourage all my friends to call and use DK Global.